Sitemaps. By their name, you could probably gather that we're talking about laying out a map or a diagram of the content for a website. But they're useful for apps and for software as well. What we're talking about is a visual representation of the structure of your site, the information space. This is closely related to the content development, and you're going to want to work with your writer to figure out what the major chunks of content are, the major sections that you're going to have in your site or in your application. There are a couple of ways to represent the information architecture through sitemaps. The classic way is through a diagram with boxes and arrows. Usually you can use Visio or OmniGraffle or some application that is helping you draw the screens of your site. If you're more software-centric, very often people just use an Excel spreadsheet and they keep track of the screens and pages and content of their site using an Excel spreadsheet. One thing to note is that in very simple software, sometimes they don't do a sitemap at all. Sitemaps are a really great way to get a view across the scope of the information architecture of your site or your application. So when you're trying to figure out what the structure is, when you're trying to communicate that to your team, when you're trying to document the information architecture, a sitemap is a great way to do that.